Good morning. My name is Robert Klein. I'm chairman of the governing board of the California Institute of Regenerative Medicine, established by Proposition 71. For that, we thank the voters of California for their vision, and we're going to focus today on a critical area of disease, chronic disease, that we believe there's tremendous potential for stem cells to address. This morning, I'm going to start this program by introducing an unlikely savior for California. Unlikely because we had to import him from Texas. Can you imagine? Our HIV AIDS leadership in California came from Texas. That's another thing you're going to hear them brag about, but maybe not in the near future. It's important to understand that every disease needs great champions, and Jeff Sheehy has served as a dedicated, passionate, inspired champion for AIDS over the last 2 decades. It's critical to realize that Jeff, before being a board member of this agency, worked notably on the Survive AIDS project, advocating organ transplants for individuals with HIV. And his work led to an NIH protocol that is still being used in performing solid organ transplants for individuals with HIV across the country. Beyond addressing the disease itself, he understands very clearly the burdens on couples living together with the disease, where one member of that couple was not getting benefits. So he fought for the historic Equal Benefits Ordinance that he and a couple of his colleagues came together to push through in San Francisco. And that led in that battle to the airlines, most notably United, American and U.S. Airways, offering their domestic partners benefits. That law has been a great success, providing a model for others to follow. Jeff is an HIV/AIDS advisor to San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom. He has received numerous awards. The HRC Leadership Award from the Human Rights Campaign, the AIDS Hero Award. He's been named one of the most 100 members of the gay community in the Bay Area as providing influence and leadership. So it is a champion with a real strong record that we have the great privilege of having on our board, and we have the privilege of his leadership in stem cells and in the broader social issues addressing the AIDS community. This morning we will hear from Jeff about a team that we have funded through this agency, brings great promise and hope to the AIDS community and to us of potential advances in the medical care for AIDS. Jeff Sheehy.
So thank you, Bob, and it's embarrassing to hear this. So I'm really grateful for the send-up. We hear a lot that there's treatments for HIV. So why are we investing, doing these cell therapies? And this is a chart from CID, and I want to cite Steve Deeks, a phenomenal HIV researcher, clinician at UCSF, probably one of the best in the country, if not the world. So this looks, if I can kind of walk you through it. So this is unadjusted HIV negative. This is HIV negative with the usual HIV risk factors. This is optimal HIV care. This is antiretroviral treatment. And this is the actual antiretroviral treatment. So down on this chart, we have life expectancy. Use your clicker. I got a twig. Thank you. So here, if you look, life expectancy, they take a seroconversion mean of about 33 years. And so if you look at this gap between here and here, you get about, what, 15 years difference in life expectancy. And so the reason is that from the minute people are infected with HIV, permanent damage is being done to their organs, to their major organ systems. And as people are living longer with HIV, we're seeing a shorter life expectancy. Like, for instance, I'm 53, so I'm right here. It's a bet. It's a real bet for me if I'm going to make my 5-year-old daughter's wedding. Unless people like John or Irvin Chin down at UCLA, you know, they get some success, there's a shot. But what we're seeing as people are infected for a longer time, as they're on treatments longer, there's multiple risk factors, whether it's part of it's the HIV disease itself, ongoing inflammatory activity that's going on, even with suppressed virus in various pockets in your body, and some of it's the side effects for the drugs. But we are seeing now people dying from cardiovascular disease, non-AIDS related cancers. We're seeing bone fractures and osteopenia. We're seeing liver failure, kidney failure, frailty. We're seeing cognitive decline about a decade earlier in people with HIV than what the general population would have. So the reason we need this is that the drugs really are not a cure. They extend life, but they don't cure HIV. And so it's really exciting for me. When I first came on this board, I didn't think that HIV would get addressed particularly. And if it was, way down the road, right, as some of these therapies got perfected. And we had the example of the Berlin patient, which is a patient that received a bone marrow transplant, and he is functionally cured of HIV. Are you going to talk about that a little bit, John? So you'll go more into detail about that, because that's really the proof of concept for what you're doing and the UCLA team is doing. And so based on that particular patient, we have now gone forward with 2 disease teams in HIV/AIDS, and we're going to talk about the one here at City of Hope, which actually was our highest scoring disease team in the first disease team round at CIRM.